And we're back, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us. Hey, check this out. This is the video footage that's coming out of Russia showing the terrorists that's being in custody. And you know what's really interesting is you can tell that they have been initiated per se. They've been beat down. They've been beat up, but kept alive. Beat up, but kept alive. You know, they don't have the same rules in Russia as they do here in America. If this was in America, the Democrats would probably have let them out on cashless bail already. You know that? Do you know that? Or they probably would have done it in a city where the police officers are no longer present. Did you know that? And I'm surprised they haven't done it as of yet in the United States of America. But this is the guy. Look at him. And I don't even know if he understands them. But this guy was one of the terrorists. And I'm willing to bet that the Democrats here in the United States of America have sympathy for him. I'm willing to bet they have sympathy for him. What's the difference between him and the animal that took the life of Laken Riley? What's the difference? What's the difference? They both took lives. What's the difference? They're both animals. They're both monsters. But according to the Democrats, you have to talk to them nicely because it's their humanity. This is the Democrats for you. Here's another one. The story is that he walked in there, but he can't walk out now. He's really in bad shape, right? But the Democrats here in the United States of America are like, oh my goodness, they're treating these people inhumane. This is terrible what they're doing to them. Blatant monsters. And of course, they're probably saying this because this is Obama's ISIS. This is Obama's ISIS group. And to prove that, listen to what Hillary Clinton said back in 2011 when she was talking about Al-Qaeda. Now, I want y'all to put Al-Qaeda in the place of ISIS in this case. And I want y'all to put Afghanistan in the place of Ukraine in this place. Listen to what she says. Pay attention. Now you're going to see why I'm saying that the CIA is all involved. Because of this one video, and amongst others, but this is the main one. Watch this.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And
doesn't it sound like she's talking about Russia and Ukraine? Did y'all get that? It sounds like the same thing. They're doing the same playbook. Listen.
President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen. And let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated. They lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union.
And that's exactly what they're trying to do today. They've said it multiple times. The reason why the United States of America constantly funding Ukraine and sending military surplus is because they're trying to collapse Russia. They've said it multiple times. They did it then. They're trying to do it now. It's the same thing.
It's a very strong argument, which wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow because we will harvest. So we then left Pakistan. We said, okay, fine. You deal with the stingers that we've left all over your country. You deal with the mines that are along the border. And by the way, we don't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, we're sanctioning you. So we stopped dealing with the Pakistani military and with ISI, and we now are making up for a lot of lost time.
You see this? That was back in 2011. Y'all see the connection? Y'all see the connection where I say the CIA has something to do with it? And this is 100% Obama's ISIS that is attacking Russia. Let me ask y'all a question. How do you think Putin sees this? If I'm here, I've never had a conversation with Putin, but I'm here in the United States of America, and I can see the connection between ISIS and the United States of America. Do you think Putin can see it? It just happened in his country. Do you think he can see it? Well, listen to Obama. This was back in 2011. Listen to what Obama says about his ISIS group.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes.
You hear that? His ISIS troops. Obama created them.
In Anbar province. Month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province.
Obama created them. And you remember President Trump called it out. President Trump was the main one saying that ISIS was created by Obama. And they hated President Trump for saying it. President Trump called it out. President Trump also called out Hillary Rodham Clinton because of Obama and Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. Can't list off all of them, but because of them, the reason why ISIS were doing what they were doing. And then President Trump came into office and destroyed Obama's ISIS group. How do you think Obama felt about that? How do you think the Democrats felt about that? President Trump destroyed Obama's ISIS group. They get President Trump out of the office, and guess what happened? They bring back ISIS. And then you have all these leftists out there saying, oh, President Trump was claiming that he defeated ISIS. He defeated ISIS. He didn't defeat anything is what they're saying. Obama wanted ISIS to come back. Isn't it interesting that Obama was just overseas? What was Obama doing overseas? What was he doing overseas?
Yeah, he was in the UK, meeting with the prime minister over there.
Obama was overseas. He comes back, and then all of a sudden he's talking to Joe, and then this ISIS attack happens in Russia, or at least ISIS is taking claim for it. Are y'all making the connection yet? Do y'all see what I'm seeing? See, if you just look at the surface, you really don't see it. Really don't see anything. But if you put the pieces together, and it's like putting a puzzle together that fits perfectly. Do I want it to fit? Absolutely not. I would love to believe that our federal government is on the up and up. If there's any federal government in the world, the United States of America's government is the best one. I would like to think that. But you can't think that today. Not with the corruption that we're seeing. Listen to President Trump talking about who created ISIS and who's behind it. Listen to this.
ISIS is honoring President Obama. He is the founder of ISIS. He's the founder of ISIS, okay? He's the founder.
He is the founder.
He founded ISIS. And I would say the co-founder would be crooked Hillary Clinton.
Crooked Hillary Clinton. 100% true. 100% true. And see, President Trump is out here saying this. Can y'all imagine? He shouldn't be saying these things. Obama, who used to be in the White House, a president of the United States of America, created ISIS. Here comes President Trump and destroys ISIS. Destroys ISIS. And what comes back and what's said about it? What's said about it? Like almost absolutely nothing from the left about ISIS other than, oh, President Trump said he destroyed ISIS. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing. They're all happy that ISIS is there. Let me ask y'all a question. And can you put the comments on the screen? Let me ask you a question. This is a very important question. Do you think that the United States of America warned Putin, warned Russia about this attack? Just yes or no. I want to know in the comments. Now, I know it takes a little, like 30 seconds or so for the comments to catch up, but I'm going to play a clip, and then I want you to, then I'm going to go back to the comments, and y'all let me know, do you think that Russia was informed by the United States of America by an attack from ISIS, a terrorist attack? Watch this. Let's go to this clip, and then I'm going to come back to the comments.
Motivation for ISIS to commit this kind of terror attack in Russia?
Well, it's a very credible claim, especially given that the U.S. Embassy issued a public warning earlier this month about extremists planning to carry out attack. And that term extremists usually refers to these fanatical Islamist groups. And
you see this? He's saying that the United States of America informed Putin, Russia, that they're going to get hit with a terrorist attack. Let me remind you, these are the same people that's quick to call Putin a terrorist. These are the same people that's quick to call Russia a terrorist group. They were trying to put Russia on the terrorist list. You remember that, Shannon? They were trying to put Russia on the terrorist list because of what's happening in Ukraine.
Yeah, sure did.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. So why would you tell one terrorist about another terrorist attack that's going to attack a terrorist group? Why would you do that? This is them, I believe, lying through their teeth. This is another CIA operative. Listen.
ISIS-K, which is the one believed to be responsible for this, has long felt that the Russians have bloodily suppressed the Muslims in Syria and Afghanistan and in the Caucasus as well. And so, therefore, I think Islamic militants, it's very believable that they were the ones to carry out this attack. The fact that they just mowed down individuals, and clearly it was an effort to try to cause havoc and kill as many people as possible.
Okay, let's put the comments on the screen, because I know some people were saying it right before I went in there, that me personally, I don't believe that the United States of America informed Russia that they were getting ready to get attacked by terrorists. I don't personally believe it. I don't. Someone in here said, yes, they do believe that the United States of America informed Russia. Me personally, I don't believe it. And the reason why I say that is because they need the chaos to happen. The Democrats want chaos to happen in the United States of America. That's the very reason why we have open borders. And let me lay it out to you like this. They're saying that the United States of America is informing Russia about an imminent terrorist attack. And we're telling you this so you can prevent the terrorist attack from happening in your country. But these same Democrats have our borders wide open for the terrorists to come right on in. So why are they not stopping the terrorists from coming into our country, but they want to stop the terrorists from going into Russia? Is anyone putting two and two together yet? It's really that simple. I mean, really, you can't even make it up. And then another thing, he's saying that the terrorists went in there and started mowing down people. Have you known for these Islamic terrorists to go some places, mow down someone, and don't blow themselves up? How many of these terrorist groups, how many times do they apprehend the terrorists like this? Most of the time they don't. Why? Because they blow themselves up. They're looking for 72 versions. It never happens. So how did they not blow themselves up here? You understand? There's so many loopholes in what they're saying. So many questions that becomes unanswered, and they don't want us to ask those questions. Like, here's another example. Listen to these tyrants talking about that we inform them and the reason why we inform them. Let's go.
ISIS, quick to claim responsibility for this attack, but we heard Putin suggest that the suspects were trying to flee into Ukraine. He obviously wants to make some sort of correlation with Ukraine, perhaps, added justification for Russia's invasion of that country.
Yeah, Fred, it's worth remembering that whatever comes out of the Kremlin serves no other purpose than to support Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin's policies. So whether it's numbers of casualties, whether it's who committed this terrorist act, whether they were going to Ukraine or not, which frankly makes zero sense whatsoever from.
So how does it not make sense? It's like a stupid statement. Basically, he's saying that this terrorist attack is all made up by Putin and Russia. It's all made up. They're probably saying it's not even Obama's ISIS group. They're making it up. And why wouldn't they flee to Ukraine? Ukraine is at war with Russia. Let me ask y'all this. Do you think that they will welcome them in open arms in Ukraine, the terrorists? Yes or no? If they made it to Ukraine, would they welcome them with open arms? I say that they would.
From pretty much any perspective, unless you're trying to protect Vladimir Putin from embarrassment for not listening to intelligence that was provided by the United States and probably others, there's really nothing to believe there. So yeah, it seems to make sense to me that it would be a terrorist element. The United States government doesn't see any inconsistencies with it being ISIS. So, my inclination is to believe any other source before you believe the Kremlin.
And John, in fact, the U.S. and other Western governments had warned Russia earlier this month about the possibility of an ISIS attack.
Listen.
Putin labeled the warning outright blackmail during a speech earlier this week. So help folks understand, even though Russia is an adversary of the U.S., America adheres by this so-called duty to warn.
Right there. You hear this? Duty to warn. Listen to this. Listen to the statement.
So the duty to warn doctrine applies particularly in terrorism, where there's information that one intelligence service may come into that means people may be killed in another place. And even if that place is not a U.S. ally, even if it's a hostile foreign power, the duty to warn is to protect innocent people, no matter what the politics. And so,
you know what? I don't believe him. I do not believe him. And y'all can tell me in the comments, say, Will, you're wrong. The United States of America would warn Russia. Maybe if Trump was in office, I can see that happening. But the way the Democrats have demonized Putin, have demonized Russia, calling Russia a terrorist organization themselves, why would they tell them? They want the chaos, just like they want the chaos here in America. Just like they want it here in America. They want chaos all over the planet. You know what I'm telling you is true. Why? Because you see it too. That's why.
You like the content Will Johnson is producing? To stay informed and up to date with the current events, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Also, to find Will Johnson, visit www.uaf.media.